what dirty Moors, yeah. I know what dirty Moors did to Drew Ali. I'm saying, I know what dirty Moors did, I know what dirty Moors did. I'm going at dirty rappers, lynching dirty Moors too. Hiding literature that Drew wrote to warn you. They claim to make you Muslim and make you sovereign. With paperwork and filings, just fiat they robbing. They don't care about his words, throw it out like garbage. Or throw it at you when you're active, not passive. When they wanna talk a bounce like off a trampoline mattress. Treat them like a vamp or a teen actress. Get stamped with the brand like a mean savage. This Inquisition divine, all others average. Millennium Renaissance, heroes in our classes. Fed up with the czar controlling fascists. Ask if they heard about Moors, they say no. But Masons, they obviously know. Down the handshakes and rituals with skull and bones. They even know about owls burning Bohemian Grove. I know what dirty Moors did to Drew Ali. I know what dirty Moors did. I know what dirty Moors did. I know what dirty Moors did to Drew Ali. I know what dirty Moors did. I know what dirty Moors did. I know what dirty Moors did to Drew Ali. I know what dirty Moors did. I know what dirty Moors did. I know what dirty Moors did to Drew Ali. I know what dirty Moors did. Dirty Moors killed Drew. I read the FBI papers on loyal Moors, emergency fund rapers, Moorish literature and divine bylaw changers. Might as well say Drew Ali was born in a manger. Prophet puts poison aside and his food smelled danger. Got me treating every Moor like a stranger. Grand sheep pumpkin stumbling drunk in their feds. What was proclaimed for every meeting was not read. Some Moors are so active, prophet can't be dead. Thanks Moorish teachers away, I can't be led. Actions speak, then I consider what's said. And what's said was study, then study yourself. Honest to the prophet over Drew Ali. I know what dirty Moors did to Drew Ali. Everybody wants to be just like Drew Ali, but nobody wants to care about Drew Ali. I know what dirty Moors did to Drew Ali. I know what dirty Moors did. I know what dirty Moors did. I know what dirty Moors did to Drew Ali. I know what dirty Moors did. I know what dirty Moors did. I know what dirty Moors did to Drew Ali. I know what dirty Moors did. I know what dirty Moors did. I know what dirty Moors did to Drew Ali. I know what dirty Moors did. I know what dirty Moors did to Drew Ali. I know what dirty Moors did. I know what dirty Moors did. I know what dirty Moors did to Drew Ali. I know what dirty Moors did. I know what dirty Moors did. I know what dirty Moors did to Drew Ali. I know what dirty Moors did. I know what dirty Moors did. I know what dirty Moors did to Drew Ali. I know what dirty Moors did.
Not for nothing, never catch me slipping. Pull up in spots we got to drop, they never paid attention. Know about the pissing, dirty project calls, conscious missing. Got people jumping on my line like I was going fishing. Bow to my sires. Past life flash right by us. Spike your food so you can't digest. I can't digress. Shining on vampires who can't process. The moon over campfires. We on the move, breaking rules. No, they can't tie us, can't buy us. Manila envelope deniers. Control times, haters still clocking. Got dirty Moors trying to resurrect the chauffeur, the real prophet. They trying to get the profit like a dollar sign and brackets. Game of tennis, nigga, I'm just here to make the racket. These crooked governments got royalties and cuffs, and all we got is nationality. Like art inside a gallery, so pardon my mentality. Bloodline stretching like an empire that's all the way from Barbary to Tartary. My mind's ecclesiastic, prophets show me proofs inside the circle 7. Asiatic, we not not Negro, black or colored. Bone thuggin', not for nothing, never catch me slipping. Pull up in spots, we got the drop, they never paid attention. No about the pissin', dirty project calls, conscious missing. Got people jumping on my line like I was going fishing. Back on my mission, packed up all my ammunition, backed off all this competition. They don't got this kind of vision, no. These are the new days of our lives. All my time he ticking, copy by the minute. Got these chakras spinning.
7 in the quadrants, G between the compass squared, Samson between Boaz and Yoakum. Never scared, ships arrive in thousands. We are not alone the way some think. I think they are not us but clones. Looking up drones, staring back. Got tracked 5G phones, implants, check their heads and their backs. Adam's apple big, what kind of female is that? Eyes color change like a chameleon, plus underwave tracks. Wires sticking out, cyborg holes, Miss Frankenstein. No protection needed, self-lubricating vagina. So anthropomorphic, then go for more dick than he can give it. An android goes livid. Skynet is NSA, surveillance is global. Since refusal to be noble, force creed is Constantinople. Force GMO, nanotech, air clouds. Sound weapons, heart attack guns for non-social distance crowds.
Bone thuggin', not for nothing, never catch me slipping. Pull up in spots, we got the drop, they never paid attention. No about the pissin', dirty project calls, conscious missing. Got people jumping on my line like I was going fishing. Back on my mission, packed up all my ammunition, backed off all this competition. They don't got this kind of vision, no.
They all know. There is no contract. I'm just downtown with this thing.
Bone thuggin', not for nothing, never catch me slipping. Pull up in spots, we got the drop, they never paid attention. No about the pissin', dirty project calls, conscious missing. Got people jumping on my line like I was going fishing. Bow to messiahs, past life flash right by us. Spike your food so you can't digest. I can't digress, shining on vampires who can't process. The moon over campfires, we on the move, breaking rules, no they can't tie us. Can't buy us, manila envelope deniers. Control times, haters still clocking. Got dirty Moors trying to resurrect the chauffeur, the real prophet. They trying to get the profit like a dollar sign and brackets. Game of tennis, nigga, I'm just here to make the racket. These crooked governments got royalties and cuffs, and all we got is nationality. Like art inside a gallery, so pardon my mentality. Bloodline stretching like an empire that's all the way from Barbary to Tartary. My mind's ecclesiastic, prophets show me proofs inside the circle 7. Asiatic, we not Negro, black or colored. Bone thuggin', not for nothing, never catch me slipping. Pull up in spots, we got the drop, they never paid attention. No about the pissin', dirty project calls, conscious missing. Got people jumping on my line like I was going fishing. Back on my mission, packed up all my ammunition, backed off all this competition. They don't got this kind of vision, no. These are the new days of our lives. All my time he ticking, copy by the minute. Got these chakras spinning.
7 in the quadrants, G between the compass squared, Samson between Boaz and Yoakum. Never scared, ships arrive in thousands. We are not alone the way some think. I think they are not us but clones. Looking up drones, staring back. Got tracked 5G phones, implants, check their heads and their backs. Adam's apple big, what kind of female is that? Eyes color change like a chameleon, plus underwave tracks. Wires sticking out, cyborg holes, Miss Frankenstein. No protection needed, self-lubricating vagina. So anthropomorphic, then go for more dick than he can give it. An android goes livid. Skynet is NSA, surveillance is global. Since refusal to be noble, force creed is Constantinople. Force GMO, nanotech, air clouds. Sound weapons, heart attack guns for non-social distance crowds.
Bone thuggin', not for nothing, never catch me slipping. Pull up in spots, we got the drop, they never paid attention. No about the pissin', dirty project calls, conscious missing. Got people jumping on my line like I was going fishing. Back on my mission, packed up all my ammunition, backed off all this competition. They don't got this kind of vision, no. These are the new days of our lives. All my time he ticking, copy by the minute. Got these chakras spinning.
Don't have the ocean bars of 1938, so it's going to be thrown out on that amount.
This is what you need to know. Stuff you need to know, fellas. Ladies. Stuff you need to know.
Going nowhere.
Northgate, H2O flow, Sheik, Canaanland, Moorish, Release Fall, Shalon Davis, salute. Check it. They say they wanna learn, they only debate. Referencing the truth, trust me, they only sounded great. Study nationality before you question my estate. I'm not a minority, why you so late? Majority rules, here comes the test. Fact, that's my hand in the form of a feet on the chest. That's a womb that is blessed like a moon and a crest. Major forever, infinite mindset. Major from birth, that's a seed in process. I'm a more that is easy to digest. Competent, never terrenilious. That is my land, never fake it. Sacred traditions, petitions for what you're not Jamaican. Northgate, H2O flow, Sheik, Canaanland, Moorish, Release Fall, Shalon Davis, salute. Hot house. Check it. They say they wanna learn, they only debate. Referencing the truth, trust me, they only sounded great. Study nationality before you question my estate. I'm not a minority, why you so late? Majority rules, here comes the test. Fact, that's my hand in the form of a feet on the chest. That's a womb that is blessed like a moon and a crest. Major forever, infinite mindset. Major from birth, that's a seed in process. I'm a more that is easy to digest. Competent, never terrenilious. That is my land, never fake it. Sacred traditions, petitions for what you're not Jamaican. Westmoreland to Portmore, everybody needs more. We feel please more. Following the apostles, we should read more. I see the unseen more, we more. That's a fact. Canaanland.
They say they wanna learn, complain classes are too long. Don't want it on a phone call, energy too strong. Get it from the wrong source, now they way off course. Think they must be Muslim and give up on all sports. Should give up the red meat, must give up on all porks. Won't be yelling haram when the bottles are uncorked. Eating with the spoon, use forks for tuning. Eating humble pie, no ego ballooning. Samson 2 caterpillars, got him cocooning. As the full moon hung, spiral energy moving. Up through the crown chakra, energy shooting. And told me upload classes before live YouTubing. 16,000 subscribers, 20% consuming. 80% troll pretending to be tuned in. Comment on every video, pushing the thumbs down. We'll push the link when we live just like a clown. Pouring in the incompetence, always debating. Dissing Drew Ali but won't give their location. His image on the black banner, that's placation. Just get him out of here, Yusuf yells in frustration. We know they're playing games, we're not berating. Calling 911, Shimata's penetrating. In defense of prophets and mothers abused. And newly awakened Moors, amused and confused.
Nation of Islam. What did we learn? We learned how to set up an infrastructure with a paramilitary defense mechanism that can make us self-sufficient and independent of the system at large. That's a powerful step to learning to run a government. Learned over the years. If you watch the Nation of Islam, what did we learn? We learned how to set up an infrastructure with a paramilitary defense mechanism that can make us self-sufficient and independent of the system at large. That's a powerful step to learning to run a government. Learned over the years. If you watch the Nation of Islam, what did we learn? We learned how to set up an infrastructure with a paramilitary defense mechanism that can make us self-sufficient and independent of the system at large. That's a powerful step to learning to run a government. Learned over the years. If you watch the Nation of Islam, what did we learn? We learned how to set up an infrastructure with a paramilitary defense mechanism that can make us self-sufficient and independent of the system at large. That's a powerful step to learning to run a government. Learned over the years. If you watch the Nation of Islam, what did we learn? We learned how to set up an infrastructure with a paramilitary defense mechanism that can make us self-sufficient and independent of the system at large. That's a powerful step to learning to run a government. Learned over the years. If you watch the Nation of Islam, what did we learn? We learned how to set up an infrastructure with a paramilitary defense mechanism that can make us self-sufficient and independent of the system at large. That's a powerful step to learning to run a government. Learned over the years. If you watch the Nation of Islam, what did we learn? We learned how to set up an infrastructure with a paramilitary defense mechanism that can make us self-sufficient and independent of the system at large. That's a powerful step to learning to run a government. Learned over the years. If you watch the Nation of Islam, what did we learn? We learned how to set up an infrastructure with a paramilitary defense mechanism that can make us self-sufficient and independent of the system at large. That's a powerful step to learning to run a government. Learned over the years. If you watch the Nation of Islam, what did we learn? We learned how to set up an infrastructure with a paramilitary defense mechanism that can make us self-sufficient and independent of the system at large. That's a powerful step to learning to run a government.
Which I never told. I kept to myself. But the real reason is that Elijah Muhammad, the head of the movement, is the father of 8 children by 6 different teenage girls. 6 different teenage girls who were his private personal secretary. The one who first made me aware of this was Wallace Muhammad, Mr. Muhammad's son. And it was their fear that if I remained in the black Muslim movement, and this came into the knowledge of his followers, that they would leave him and follow me. A plan immediately was set in motion to take me down, put me out, and the statement that I made about Kennedy was used as a pretext to take me down.
Did you get out of what you take to protect yourself from this threat?
I take no steps. I have a rifle. If anybody comes to my house, which I never told, I kept to myself. But the real reason is that Elijah Muhammad, the head of the movement, is the father of 8 children by 6 different teenage girls. 6 different teenage girls who were his private personal secretary. The one who first made me aware of this was Wallace Muhammad, Mr. Muhammad's son. And it was their fear that if I remained in the black Muslim movement, and this came into the knowledge of his followers, that they would leave him and follow me. A plan immediately was set in motion to take me down, put me out, and the statement that I made about Kennedy was used as a pretext to take me down.
Did you get out of what you take to protect yourself from this threat?
I take no steps. I have a rifle. If anybody comes to my house, which I never told, I kept to myself. But the real reason is that Elijah Muhammad, the head of the movement, is the father of 8 children by 6 different teenage girls.
Learned over the years. If you watch the Nation of Islam, what did we learn?
Which I never told. I kept to myself. But the real reason is that Elijah Muhammad, the head of the movement, is the father of 8 children by 6 different teenage girls. 6 different teenage girls who were his private personal secretary.
Learned over the years. If you watch the Nation of Islam, what did we learn?
Which I never told. I kept to myself. But the real reason is that Elijah Muhammad, the head of the movement, is the father of 8 children by 6 different teenage girls. 6 different teenage girls who were his private personal secretary. The one who first made me aware of this was Wallace Muhammad, Mr. Muhammad's son. And it was very clear that if I remained in the black Muslim movement, and this came into the knowledge of his followers, that they would leave him and follow me.
Hey, Rod, what's happening, Rod? What's happening? Giving them that.
I'm trying to get them, people have these opinions that's not going to do nothing to benefit us as a people.
Right.
At this point, we don't want their opinion.
Right. Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
And when I see the matriarch speak up on something like Dr. G and the priestess was on the channel about Noble Drew Ali being a false prophet, he can't be a false prophet because what he said is manifesting right now.
Right.
Right. So he can't be a false prophet. My problem is not with Moors. My problem with dirty Moors, and you got the direct experience to know exactly what I'm talking about.
Exactly. Like I tell people all the time, me and Rod may not agree on everything, right? Like I told y'all, technically I am a Moor, but you got the dirty Moors that tell me I'm not a Moor, right? You got the dirty Moors that are grand sheiks that won't give me a goddamn nationality card because I won't be a yes man. You see what I'm saying? Or a yes woman. So the thing is that as brothers and sisters, if we've been wrong and if the contract has expired, then we just need to sit the fuck down and listen. Other than falling for the paperwork trap and the contract trap and the, like what I put in the comment section, talk about the nationality card. Because when me and you was chopping it up, you said, you turn the nationality card around. Let me show you something. And it said that de jure citizen of the U.S.
Where at the back of the nationality card that says de jure citizen of the U.S.? Where? Tell me where. Where does it say that on the nationality card that we're de jure citizens of USA and all that? Where does it say that at? And if Africans can't be citizens of U.S., then what are these people talking about? Oh, they're talking about the specific Moors that they dealt with. Well, why don't they say that? Why are they making this broad stroke general statement? Dirty Moors have something on the back of nationality card. Well, why don't you say those Moors? Why are you just making some broad statement as if everybody in the temples are dirty Moor or something? That's called causing confusion. That's what they're about, though. Causing confusion. Right? That's what they're about. Causing confusion. They think that they're smarter than everybody else when they're not. Half these people, they haven't even been studying more science for 3 years. How are they talking? We were talking to one of the Moors earlier. Brother Sheldon said he was studying under a seer for 5 years before he even said something out of his mouth. But like we call them, these are the look at me people. These are the people who have nothing to show you. All they can do is come on here, push the thing and talk. And they have nothing to show you. They don't got their own business that they're running or anything like that. All they could do is tell you, pay us some finance, come to our class. Oh, you don't want to pay us finance? No problem. We'll do it for free. But here they go, causing confusion. Nationality trap, paperwork trap. What paperwork trap? What paperwork trap are you talking about? Name the Moors. Don't be making some broad statement implying that this is how it is in the Moorish paradigm, that there's dirty Moors and dirty Moors took over. Name the dirty Moors that took over. Because Rod Hayes is going to tell you, look at the NOI. They're some of the dirty Moors. How come he's not calling them out? NOI, some of the dirty Moors who Rod Hayes said, well, there can't be any reincarnated prophets or whatever. Well, Fard Muhammad was a reincarnated prophet. How come he's not calling out Fard Muhammad and Elijah Muhammad and all them? And NOI and all them? This is NOI right here. Where's their fezzes at? How come Elijah Muhammad's banning fezzes? And he's talking about, well, clearly you see he doesn't wear a fez, right? So obviously, these people are playing games with you. Because why wouldn't they be calling out Nation of Islam as some of the dirty Moors too? Because they're dirty Moors too. Why don't they call them out? Why is he giving Elijah Muhammad props and all that stuff? The paramilitary BS. Well, how come you never free Larry Hoover? How about free Rise of the Moors? How about free the Moorish militia? Yeah, I didn't see him hashtagging free the Moorish militia, but he tell you free Larry Hoover. How about free Moorish militia? No free Moorish militia? Where's the free Moorish militia at? And then speaking on that, I saw Brother Soma in here asking about Jamal's situation. Are we going to be talking about Jamal's situation? Let me ask you this question. Did your Sufi teacher, whoever, talk about Moorish militia when you guys had your Sufi class? Did they bring up Moorish militia? Did they talk about free Moorish militia? Or did they just talk about Sufi stuff and that's it? I hope they talked about I hope the Sufis talked about free Moorish militia too. But we're not just expecting Cujo to talk about free Moorish militia. I hope the Sufis are talking about it. I hope Rod Hayes and Page and all these people are talking about free Moorish militia too. Because that's the military. That's the military for the dark-skinned people. The Moorish militia. So we hope that you go question those people too. How come you guys aren't talking about free the Moorish militia? We just wanted to put that out there.
Of the United States. So what the fuck is that? Ask the Moors, what the fuck is that? Why are we still printing out these cards?
Facts. Well, then here go the thing. A few minutes ago, you probably heard me when I said somebody went behind Noble Jew Ali back and tied y'all back into the system.
Right.
Because the way that the Moorish Temple of Science was set up, it was not set up in the same format as the Moorish Science Temple of America. Mm-hmm. It did something different in the domain of the public law that allowed the person that was a card holder to have what we call diplomatic status and a qualified immunity from any interactions with the corporation that law.
Stop the BS, because Juali said don't flash your cards at the Europeans, so card has nothing to do with this. What's card have to do with anything? If Juali said don't flash your cards, why are they making it seem as if the card is doing something with regard to these people and, well, the card says this and that on it, so that means that it has to be the card that is good. This has nothing to do with cards. This has to do with declare your nationality. That's what Juali said. Juali said nationality. Juali didn't say card. Juali didn't say papers. Juali said nationality. But these are the same people that are telling you against nationality. Aren't they telling you nationality doesn't matter anymore and all that stuff? So if nationality doesn't matter, but then they're complaining about a nationality card, why are you complaining about a nationality card? I thought nationality doesn't matter because the card is talking about your nationality. It's not talking about some membership in the temple. It's not talking about some Moorish Holy Temple of Science and Moorish Science Temple. So because the Moorish Holy Temple was set up different, that has nothing to do with the nationality. That's an institution. That's a building. What does a building have to do with your nationality? But they're not going to go there with you, because if they go there, then they're going to have to admit, where's their fez at? Where's their nationality card at? Well, the Grand Sheikh didn't give me a nationality card, so that means I'm not. You don't got to go to these traders to get your nationality card. Why you got to go to the traders? Why are you making it seem as if only traders got nationality cards to give out or something? These people are playing you. And they're playing you because all they want to do is cause confusion. The only head is Noble Jew Ali. That's it. Anybody else claiming head of anything, anybody else making any claims or whatever like that, and they're talking about, well, Noble Drew Ali is the man, but, you know, honors to Elijah Muhammad because these people are traitors. They no honors to Elijah Muhammad. We just played you. El Hajj told you that they're pedophiles. Elijah Muhammad was a pedophile. That's like we said last night. Why are you people still playing R. Kelly songs for? He just got 30 years. You still playing R. Kelly songs? You know he touched them girls. What are you talking about? You know Weinstein touched them girls. These people have pedophile islands and all that stuff, and you're talking about you're playing R. Kelly songs still. Well, this is a good song. It's a good song.
Large. Somebody went behind Noble Drew Ali back and tied the corporation into the Moorish Science Temple of America. I know Noble Drew Ali didn't do it only for one reason, because he was trying to get away from their system. So if he's trying to get away from his system and somebody ties us back to his system, it couldn't have been him.
Right.
Especially when he told us that the way that the system was set up is to use the terms Negro, Black, and Coloreds to...
Yeah, and also the term Indians, and also the term tribe, and also all the other stuff that they're using that they're not going to tell you that Noble Drew Ali told you not, because Noble Drew Ali is Cherokee, right? How come he didn't call himself Cherokee Chief, Grand Chief Cherokee Chief? How come Drew Ali didn't call himself Cherokee if he's Cherokee? Wouldn't that mean that he did the same thing with the tribes that he did with Negro, Black, color brands? Isn't the same thing? Why is it that no one ever brings up that Noble Drew Ali was Cherokee? How come none of these indigenous whoever's, all these Indigenous Rights Act people never bring up the fact that Noble Drew Ali was Cherokee and never mentioned Cherokee to the people? He said that we're Moors. He's Cherokee. So if he's Cherokee and he's talking about Moors, then wouldn't it mean that anybody who's calling you tribes is a sellout? Anybody who's telling you you're indigenous and you're aboriginal, but we're not Moors, we're going to say that we're Ellen Bay or whatever like that, but we're just going to put a little scarf on our head and call that a turban and then say that we're Moors. You're right. You're right.
Steal your rights. Mm-hmm. This was to usurp your rights. Right? So when he told me to get a good Moorish education, he didn't only tell me Moorish Science Temple information. Right? Because my Moorish education took me all the way to Barcelona, Spain, and then into Africa, took me through the Ottoman Empire to the Sinai Peninsula and Mount Zion, right, where the Anunnaki came and left a mark. So if my Moorish science takes me back that far, my Moorish science said that the Bays had a different flag from the Elves. Where's the flag of the Bay?
No, that's your Moorish science. Noble Drew Ali's Moorish science says that Moorish Americans' flag is a red flag with a green 5-point star. So if Drew Ali said red flag, green 5-point star is for the Moors, then why we need Bay flag and L flag and Day flag and all that stuff? Now you're going to hear somebody pop up talking about, oh yeah, well there's an Ali flag. And then how well everybody who's an Ali, well, they should have the Ali flag. And then everybody who's L, they should have the L flag. And everybody who's Day, they should have the Day flag. Well, how is that the uniting of Asia if everybody has a different flag, you dumbass? I thought Noble Drew Ali said this is the uniting of Asia. How are you going to be united if you have 50 different flags? When the Sri Lankans raided the presidential palace, how much flags you see them flying? How much different flags were they flying? All of them were different tribes, right? Because we know all these Sri Lankans aren't from the same tribe. So if all of them not from the same tribe, how come all of them weren't flying different flags. Why were all of them flying one flag? How come when you go to the Philippines, all of them only have one flag? How come when you go to anybody else, all of them only have one flag? Why are these people trying to tell you? Why are these people trying to tell you that there's flags for the bays, but then they're bringing up Ottomans and all that stuff? What Ottomans have to do with Moorish Americans? Why, what do you mean Ottoman flags? Why Moorish Americans have Ottoman flags? We're not African. We're descendants of Africa. We know that we're descendants of Africa. We know that. But we ain't African. We're not Middle Eastern. We're not the Ottoman Empire. Find me Ottoman Empire in Noble Drew Ali's literature that Noble Drew Ali said, go listen to the Ottomans. Didn't he tell you not to let those foreign Muslims on your rostrum? So why is he telling you about these foreign Muslims called Ottomans? When Drew Ali told you Moorish Empire. Matter of fact, he told you Moroccan Empire.
Right? And the description of it is a red, orange, and yellow flag with a crest in the middle. Just the description in the history books. So if I know the description of it and this flag is not flying in any of the Moorish science temples, tells me that the Beys have been exiled from that temple in power, if not only in name. So you obey.
What are you about? What are you about like he dropped something deep? We're in America. What do we have to do with the Ottomans? This is not Ottoman Empire over here. Ottoman Empire didn't come over to America. What does the Ottoman flag have to do with Moorish Americans that already had their flag? We've had our flag since the 1920s and the flag is 50,000 years old. Why do we need the Ottoman's flag, which is a couple hundred years old, if we have a Moorish flag is 50,000 years old? And again, if you study your Moorish science and all that stuff, whatever like that, Drew Ali's the prophet and dedicated to Dr. G, I turn a deaf ear to people calling Noble Drew Ali a false prophet, then why don't you just go with the flag that he brought? If you're riding with Noble Drew Ali like that, Rod Hayes and Page, where's your turban at? Don't tie some scarf on your head, Aunt Jemima telling me that you're more. We got LB and we got Aunt Jemima handkerchief on our head, so we're Moors. Where's your fezzes at and turbans at? Don't tell me about some cards and paperwork and all that stuff, and we don't need that anymore and all that stuff because Taj said we're not going to be using this stuff. That was for a time, so now we don't need that anymore. But then you're saying that you're L and B? I thought nationality doesn't matter. Why you got L and B if nationality doesn't matter? If nationality doesn't matter, then shouldn't you just take off the L and B and just be Rod Hayes? Why are you playing games, Paige? Why y'all playing games? Now you people grow your locks or something like that. You got weaves on and all that stuff. You got weaves on. You're Moors. You got weave? You're a Moor. You got horse hair? And you're a Moor. You're a Moor with horse hair. You need to stop playing games.
In the temple, but if the flag of the Beys is not flag, this is the law of the flag being applied to the jurisdiction of the Beys as it is written in the origin of the Bey doctrine, which came from Beys and Days come from the Ottoman Empire as Moors. And under the Ottoman Empire, there is a protocol of rulership and rank.
We're not Ottomans. Why do we give a F about some Ottoman Empire if we're not Ottomans? Just go look up Osman Bey. You tell me he's dark skin? You look up Osman. Osman pale like these Europeans. Tell me about some Ottoman Empire. When we got Moroccan Empire, why are you not talking about the Moroccan Empire though? That's what Drew Ali said. I'm pretty sure Drew Ali said Moroccan Empire, not Ottoman Empire. So why are people listening to, 2,700 people or whatever? 2,700 views. Listening to him lie about Noble Drew Ali as if Noble Drew Ali brought us something called Ottoman Empire. Where's Ottoman Empire in Moorish literature? Anywhere. Noble Drew Ali talked about Mohammedans before Ottoman Empire. And he didn't even mention any Ottoman Empire anywhere.
"10 days, seats a bay. 10 bays organizes a Ali. And they have to do it by erudition and learning. Right? So when you go through your system of learning more science and you start studying C. Freeman Hill and Hakeem Bey and Taj, you start to see this if you're a diligent student. But if you wanted the dirty Moors, you're going to push the dogma shit.
Right.
Right? The dogma is the fake religion. Noble Drew Ali didn't bring a religion.
What? I thought Noble Drew Ali said your religion is Islamism. What do you mean Noble Drew Ali didn't bring a religion? What you mean? What you mean Noble Drew Ali didn't bring a religion? How? Hold on a second. So when you go in Moorish literature, Noble Drew Ali is telling Moors that their religion is Islamism. And then Rod Hayes is telling you Noble Drew Ali didn't bring a religion. Where? Then Noble Drew Ali said the old-time religion is ours. Didn't Dr. Ben say that Islam was founded by the Moors? So what are these people like? What are they really getting at here? Oh yeah, they're about causing confusion. They're about causing confusion. Because we know for a fact that these people haven't been studying Noble Drew Ali for more than 3 years. So what the hell do they know about what Noble Drew Ali brought for Moors? They just told you that the Beys have a flag. So now all these idiots who are Beys are going to be running out, go looking for this flag, and then they're going to be, look at me Moors, and they're going to be going live with some Bey flag that's not even their stuff that Drew Ali brought. Right? Then they're going to get lightning bolts from Allah. And then they're going to be complaining about why the Moors aren't assisting them in their whatever. Because you're a dumbass. Why are you listening to people without fezzes on? Claiming that they're Moors. Why are you listening to people who are telling you about crypto class? Crypto's fiat. I thought real money's gold and silver. I thought you're we the people and you're supposed to be going by the Constitution and all that stuff. If you're we the people and you're supposed to be going by Constitution, why are you listening to people pushing crypto to you? And then you could go check Brother Atazaz right there, and he been told you that the crypto comes from the crypt. So why are you following dead stuff? I thought you're supposed to be rising from the dead stuff. Thought you're not Negro black colored, but you got crypto. You're not Negro black colored, which is dead stuff, but you got crypto, which is dead stuff. He just lied on Noble Drew Ali. Lied. He said Noble Drew Ali didn't bring religion. That's a lie. Noble Drew Ali said your religion is Islamism. No, and there's a Bey right there. As a Bey, my flag is red with a green 5-point star. Exactly. As a L, my flag is red with a green 5-point star. Hey, isn't that Moorish unity? Oh, and I'm sure if we got Kush Day on there, and he's a Day, and then he's going to tell you his flag is a red flag with a green 5-point star in it. Oh, that's interesting. That's really interesting. Well, but you're not going to hear what we're saying. Because we're the dirty Moors, according to Rod Hayes. Canaanland Moors are the dirty Moors. We're the dirty Moors. but he just lied on Noble Drew Ali and said Noble Drew Ali didn't bring you religion when that's in the literature, that you have a religion called Islamism? It's in Noble Drew Ali's literature that you have a religion. Who convinced you? And then, how come he didn't tell you when Noble Drew Ali didn't bring you dogma? He's talking about dogma, but he's telling you religion. Those aren't the same. Religion and dogma is not the same. Religion and dogma is not the same. Why is he equating religion to dogma as if they're the same? Why didn't he say Noble Drew Ali didn't bring you dogma? He brought you religion. Be careful, Moors. Some of your own, without turbans and fezzes, going to put you right back into slavery.
And anybody tell you he brought a religion is the ones who's turning him into a false prophet.
Correct.
Because they Noble Drew Ali that brought religion is not our Noble Drew Ali who brought liberation. And we need to make that clear.
Where's that? Where's that in the literature? Where did Noble Drew Ali say, I brought you liberation? Find me that in the Moorish literature. I bet you can't find that anywhere in the Moorish literature that Noble Drew Ali brought you liberation. Matter of fact, where in the Moorish literature is the word liberation? Where's that? Where's that at? Because if Noble Drew Ali didn't bring you religion, he brought you liberation, then that should be written somewhere in the literature, right? If they're going to make a bold statement like that, Noble Drew Ali didn't bring you religion, he brought you liberation. Shouldn't they be able to pull up something showing you where Noble Drew Ali said he brought you liberation? And we're talking about that word, liberation. We're not talking about you bringing some statement and liberation is not mentioned, and then you're saying, well, there's the liberation right there. That's what liberation means, what Noble Drew Ali said right there. No, it doesn't. Stop lying. Stop lying. No, there's a more right there again. Islamism, old-time religion, in all caps. Religion. So how Noble Drew Ali not bring you religion when you can read the 101 questionnaire and it tells you that Noble Drew Ali brought you religion? Somebody's lying. And keep in mind, this is just 21 minutes. You already know we kill people in 5 minutes out here, right? We don't need to go through their whole 2 hours and 39 minutes and 24 seconds to prove our point. We kill these people in 5 minutes because they're full of BS. And our thing is, how are you so dense that you don't see that this is BS? How don't you see that this is BS? These people are lying on Noble Drew Ali to your face. And then you got Yes Man over here, right? You got the Butch Dyke or whatever like that over here, yes manning some stuff. How are you dyking and talking about your Moors? Find me some dyke Moors in history, since you study Moorish history and all that stuff. Find me some gay Moors somewhere. Where are they at? Where the gay Moors at? Where's the Butch Moors at? Find me them. Stop this dumb stuff. Find me the trans Moors. Where the trans Moors at? Find me the tranny who knows about their nationality and birthrights, and then they're out there saying that they're a Moor. And we don't have problems with any dykes and trans and butches and all that stuff. Don't get it effed up, right? Because we know people who are trans and dykes and butches and all that stuff. That's their life to do whatever they want with their life. That's their life to live. Right? That's their life to live. But don't be trying to bring your crap into the Moorish movement as if we have to accept that stuff. Playing games.
Here in the Moorish community.
Right.
So when you hear me ranting and raving about the Moors being infiltrated, I'm showing you where it's at.
Mm-hmm.
When you do the due diligence, you'll see it. It's clear as day. Noble Drew Ali separated the organics of the land from the system of secret societies and a fraud government. Somebody went behind his back and realigned them with the system.
There they are right there. These are the ones who went behind Noble Drew Ali's back and sold you out. They're called Nation of Islam today. These are some of them. Lomax Bey. There's some of them. Kirkman Bey. He's another one of them. Givens L. He's another one of them. Sweet Daddy Jakes and Pastor Porkchop and all these people. All of them sold you out. But they're not gonna bring them up. They're gonna give props. They're gonna give props to the pedophiles who impregnated teenage girls who were his secretaries. You're impregnating teenage girls, and then you're riding with some pedophiles? Talking about honors to Noble Drew Ali, he's the prophet? What do you mean? There's the fake prophet right here. W.D. Fard is a fake prophet. He infiltrated. He wasn't a prophet. Thought he's a Latin man and stuff like that. Thought he's a Allah. You're getting played. We're letting you know you're getting played. And they're going to keep playing you because, you know, you people keep wanting to go to the farmer to find out about astrology. Not that the farmer doesn't know astrology, but he's probably a farmer. You probably should stick to really what he's about, which is making sure that you have your fruits and your vegetables and whatever like that so that you have some food to eat. Why are they continuing to tell you all these stories, bringing up stuff, making up stuff? Because their job is to cause confusion. Their duty is to have you not make it to Noble Drew Ali. Have you go through the rose thorns to get through Noble Drew Ali. Why are they sending you to the rose thorns? Why are they sending you through the rose thorns to get to Drew Ali? Why don't they just give you the goods up front? Why do they need 2 hours and 39 minutes to tell you BS about Noble Drew Ali didn't bring you a religion? That's a lie. It's an absolute lie that Drew Ali didn't bring you a religion. But they say that they honor Noble Drew Ali and they're lying on him.
And my complaint about dirty Moors is the ones who infiltrate.
Right.
Right? They look like us, but they not us. They don't have our interest at heart. But the righteous Moors is the ones that's still been carrying on the good fight the whole fucking time. Mm-hmm. Still been getting treated.
Where you been the whole time? What good fight? We ain't seen you for the past 5 years. You just came up yesterday. Where you been doing this whole time of doing the righteous work? When did that start? Because we've been in this since 2008. We never heard of Rod Hayes ever until months ago. We haven't heard about you a year. Rod Hayes, Page, we ain't heard about you a year. We just heard about you people yesterday. These pop-up Moors. And then people are riding with the pop-up Moors. You're not honoring people who've been doing this for all these years? That's why people get cussed out or whatever. Because we've been doing this all these years and we have the documented proof to show that we've been doing this all these years. And honors to the Moors who've been supporting all these years. Honors to the Moors who stayed on point all these years. And didn't sway. Didn't turn into a package seller. Didn't turn into a dirty Moor because they said that they're a Moor on their job. They lost their job. So now they're telling you 500 for a class. Instead of going and getting a damn job. Now they're telling you 50 million to proclaim your nationality with them because they're the Moors that Noble Drew Ali was talking about, because they have eyes like saucers. So that means eyes wide open, like Noble Drew Ali said, follow us, we're going to get you. Stop the BS. The hell out of here. Where these people been? All these people doing all these lives from their couch and from the floor and all this stuff. They can't even walk in a building. They can't even put a key in a door for you. And they're telling you BS about they have the way. They have the way, but they're going to other people's spot to go rent. They don't have their own spot. They have the way, but they can't show you their paperwork for the mansion that they claimed. They're going to do five years for claiming mansions, and then they're coming out here telling you $25 to show you how to claim properties. They just did 5 years. How are you listening to somebody who did 5 years teaching you the same stuff that they just did 5 years for? What kind of asinine thinking is that? And then is it, well, we don't listen to these people, we hate these guys, but then you're listening to some other traders over there who just got $75,000 from people over 5 years. People playing games with you. You better take what Noble Drew Ali brought you and go save yourself. You better. If you know what's good for you, you would take what Noble Drew Ali brought and go save yourself. Because there's no one that's coming that's going to save you. There's no one that's going to bring you any information that's going to be the information that's going to save you more than what Noble Drew Ali brought you. No one. No one. And don't be fooled when they start bringing up people. Oh yeah, well, Hakeem Bey, because he brought the indigenous whatever. No, he didn't. What indigenous stuff did Hakeem Bey bring? What are you talking about? This is a Moorish paradigm. This is not indigenous paradigm. This is not Aboriginal paradigm. This is not the Cherokee tribe paradigm. Moorish paradigm is what Hakeem Bey brought to you. Hakeem Bey brought you virtual before these people started saying virtual and everybody's chasing all these other people's virtual stuff. When Hakeem Bey been had that 10 years ago, before these people have their meta world and all that stuff. And then they shut his stuff down so they could put their stuff up, and then you're still going to these people? Stop the BS. I don't know what Moors you people been playing with. But obviously you haven't been with the right Moors. Obviously you haven't been with the right Moors, because the people still lost. Still lost in the sauce. Don't know what the hell you're doing. Don't know where you're going. You're just spinning like a top. All you're doing, spinning in one place. And you think because you're moving around, spinning, that you're going somewhere. You're not going anywhere. You're a top. You're just a top spinning. Drew Ali told you people study. Until you go follow somebody. He said follow him. If you don't follow him, you're not making it through. When the fire comes, he'll be your water. No, you don't want that. You want everybody else's water except Drew Ali's. All right, do your thing. Don't say we never told you. And again, like we said, we have the track record. Just go to Canaanland Moors. Go through those 3,000 videos on there and find me any of those people that we called out back then that are around today. Exactly. Caveat emptor. Here's the countdown. Islam to all the Moors. Honors to all the Moors worldwide. Honors to the true and faithful, the few faithful Moors. Honors to the Prophet Noble Drew Ali for all the work that he did in saving us. Honors to all the mothers, and honors to all the Moors worldwide. Islam.